Next one, CrossFit WODs, highly overrated. If you go back to my last episode, I talked a little bit about CrossFit in the context of selection prep, but I think CrossFit WODs are overrated for a lot of people. And the main reason is because a lot of people don't have the prerequisites to conduct CrossFit WODs in a way that is going to benefit them long-term fitness and health wise, and also feeling good. A lot of CrossFit WODs involve very technical, high skill movements, and they are done under fatigue. And when you throw things into a workout, especially if it's very random, and a lot of CrossFit WODs are super random, they're not very well thought out. Like if I were to look at a CrossFit WOD and ask like what the intent is, pretty much most of them that I see, the end goal is to finish very, very, very smoked and tired. And if you've listened to any of my episodes, basically, I talk about why it's important to train with intent and have a goal outcome of a training session. And beyond that, have a goal outcome of each set, each exercise within the training session. So typically a CrossFit WOD is just, what can we throw at this person to make them super tired? And if that involves high skill stuff, or if it involves high impact things like box jumps that are great movements for power and improving your vertical jump and improving your fast twitch muscle fiber recruitment when well programmed, they're not good for cardio because you're just jumping up and down and getting tired, more tired, more tired, more tired. And it can be risky for multiple different reasons. You can fall short of the box and crack your shins open. You can smash your face on the box. Or even if you don't hit the box, you're still just pounding. You're jumping off the box, and the box is there to reduce the impact of landing. But then if you jump off the box, you're pretty much defeating the purpose. So that's just one example, but also WODs will have high rep snatches, high rep cleans. They'll have muscle ups, butterfly pull-ups, burpees, things like that. Those aren't always bad movements. They're not always ill-advised for everybody. But in the context of a WOD, when you're already fatigued, or if you're doing super high rep lifts that are high skill and technical, then your form is going to go out the window. No matter how fit you are, it's just going to. Even the highest level CrossFit guys, they're very selective with their work, their WODs. And they also have built the skills of doing all those exercises under fatigue. And still, that's a completely different thing than someone training CrossFit for fitness. Those guys are training CrossFit to go and perform at a sport, the sport of CrossFit. Whereas Susie from down the street is going to this CrossFit class hypothetically to get more fit and get more healthy and feel better throughout the day. And what usually happens is people like that will get a little bit more fit for sure because they're no longer doing nothing. But over time, they start feeling shitty. They start feeling low energy, especially if you couple this with like a low calorie diet or a low carb diet, even worse. You start to really mess up your stress hormones, your sex hormones, your joint integrity, your joint health. And overall, it's not a great way for most people to train. Can some people do CrossFit WODs? Absolutely. Are some CrossFit WODs less harmful than others? Yes, but I think absolutely very much overrated. If you want to get better at strength/muscle and conditioning, you're much better off separating them for the most part. There are certain instances where it's appropriate to do strength conditioning circuit, kind of like combined strongman work, certain WODs, certain Metcons. But for the most part, you don't want to be doing that all the time, or you're just going to get really, really tired and you're not really going to get all that fit. You're not going to really improve at anything specifically other than your ability to deal with being super fatigued all the time. And by all the time, I mean a lot of people who do CrossFit religiously are fatigued all the time, not even just in the gym, but like all the time. And it's just not a good way to live. It's not a good long-term sustainable approach. So very much overrated.